Okay.
Hello.
So we're going to be in conversation.
That's the grand entry music
It's lovely.
for
I
you.
think
Since
this is
it's
the first time a tapecast will have nightwear and loungewear in conversation.
What do you
Loving
know?
it like I always do. Okay, so to begin, I have to press play.
I just want to say that I'm really happy I'm doing this with you.
Well, I would have only done this with you. There was no option, there was no choice. That's why I didn't do the first season.
You actually, without a doubt, are the greatest conversationalist. Is it conversationalist?
Conversationalist, yes.
You're the greatest conversationalist
Acha.
that I have ever known.
Okay, we're not meant to do this.
On that note.
We're meant to have an intense chat about our lives, career choices, preferences, failures, successes, everything. Praise is not one of the things that we're meant to get into. All right.
Really?
Yes.
Criticism?
Totally.
Oh.
Always. It's always the downside that is more exciting than the upside.
Such a shithead, Karan.
Yeah, okay. And look what you're wearing.
This conversation just got interesting.
It just got hot. Okay.
Karan Johar and Ranveer Singh. Welcome to TapeCast. You're both uniquely flamboyant artists. We are very excited to hear you speak about your art and immensely successful lives. Karan, will you begin?
All right, let's ask you about Stardom. Oh, is that what am I doing? I've forgotten how to do this. It doesn't really. Sorry.
Such a millennial.
Not really. Oh, yeah, it's that other way around. Sorry. Okay. There.
Ranveer, as your fame increases, how are you ensuring that stardom doesn't get in the way of craft? That when people see you on screen, they believe that you're the character and not the star they see on hoardings and magazine covers.
I mean, that's loaded. Can I add to that before you
Please.
answer it? So, the thing with Stardom is that Indian cinema has always been about stardom. It's about positioning actors, in a certain way that projects them as movie stars. And each, I think, leading actor, I talk about actors because that's been a certain perception, the way they're introduced on film, the way they stand tall, the way they kind of handle a confrontation scene, the way they are romantic, the way they look into the eyes of a woman. All that is an image-based thing. Now, the New Order, which you strongly represent, has come in with, of course, a new flavor and a new syntax. But there's also at the back of everyone's head, because they've grown up on this film fodder, there is always a sense that these are the defining aspects of stardom. And how do I contemporize that, also maintain the edge which performances of today and films of today demand, but also create that stardom for myself? Has that been a dilemma for you, Ranveer, or it's happened organically?
I do think we're living in a time that's very rapidly evolving. The meaning of the star actor is changing. To me, stardom is a byproduct. I love it. Only good things come from it for me, professionally, personally also. But I've always regarded myself as an actor. And I think I read a quote by you on a significant platform, actually, and it was the headline. It said, it's the age of the actor star or star actor. So I think we're living in a time where that meaning has changed. People will give acclaim, love, respect, admiration to, I think, a person who's able to play various characters. If they recognize an ability in an actor to be honest to various different characters, I think that is what the new and evolved audience recognizes and appreciates.
Also, do you think that the age of the superstar is kind of dead now?
It is because it's fragmenting, no?
Because the mystery and mystique no longer exists. Social media, the paparazzi interviews such as these, everything has actually taken away the aura. What is left is the talent. So that's why I said it in an interview that it's the age of the actor, not necessarily the age of the star anymore.
And that's significant, right? Because yes, you are absolutely right. The new the advancements in technology, social media, fragmentation of everything, you're right, there is no mystique. I don't think the new and evolved audience wants to really look up to anybody.
Like, for heaven's sake, I even know the underwear you wear. Like, I mean, it's true. Like that.
Yeah,
who
they want
knew
to
anything?
put their arm around you.
Yeah,
they don't want to
like
look up to
literally,
you.
like
Yeah.
literally, they know what you wear, what you sleep in, where you go to eat, who you meet on a regular basis.
On a daily basis.
I mean, it's just there's no mystery left.
Yeah, and it's also up to you how much you want to let them in. You could do an Insta story every morning, and they could be in bed with you.
Yeah.
There is no end to it. So I think for me personally, the Stardom came as a byproduct. I always wanted to just be an actor.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I don't think I'd be able to digest my own acting if I was pulling the same tricks with every character.
But you haven't, because I mean, you played diametrically different characters, and in fact, there's no way you can slot Ranveer Singh. If I think of Ranveer Singh as a brand today, I'm like evil, passionate lover, flippant, frivolous, young kind of lover, down to now the new rap star in town. I mean, like literally, like there is no kind of film or role that you haven't already experimented with. Some with tremendous success. There has been some failure, but we will talk about that later. But I just think that the versatility defines your presence in cinema and not necessarily the stardom.
So I want to keep transforming myself and not get stuck to create that one iconic image. I think if I want one thing to be definitive of me is that I'm a versatile actor. And I think in the new age, like you very rightly said, that is what will get you recognition.
There used to be a time when I grew up and my father wanted me to be an actor, and he told me horse riding seekh le, and
Mujhe bhi bola gaya tha.
much to my mother's despair and shattering, like she nearly, her face fell because she was imagining me on a horse. But anyway, there was like prerequisites. You have to dance, you have to fight, you have to look a certain way, hero lagna chahiye, body banani chahiye. I'm like, none of that really matters. Can you act? I mean, it's that simple. Can you really act?
Right.
That's the first question I ask a young aspirant who comes into my room, boy, girl, whoever. And I'm like, can you act? It's okay if you look gorgeous. It's okay if you have the best physique. It's okay if you have beautiful genetics. Can you act? Because there is act and actor. And that's one thing that people had forgotten for 2 decades. And suddenly the big reminder is back. If you can't act, you don't belong. And if you don't belong, you must find something else to do. So that's why I think this is the age where the actor is appreciated. When I saw Ranveer Singh a decade ago, I was like, he doesn't look like a movie star at all. He should not be in the movies. When I saw his performance, I was like, this boy is a movie star. He can act. It's the age of the actor. It's the death of the superstar, I believe. And it's the age of cinema, finally. So I think like good content, great acting will equal success. Okay, you go now.
What do I have to do?
You have to put something in and ask me.
Such fantastic subjects. Slam! You asked for it.
God.
Do not play. Is what's
What's
going
going to
in.
come my way?
Right up.
Hi Karan, this is Mom here. How are you doing? I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, Bacha.
Hi, Mom.
What are the lessons or values that you learned from your father and me that you think you would like to teach Yash and Ruhi?
There's got TV going on in the background.
बहुत बधाई हो.
And secondly, what part of being a single father do you find tough?
Oh God, firstly, I want to give my mother an award for being the biggest performer on the face of this earth, because I was on my way and she said, oh, you're doing what interview is this? It's something with Ranveer, and
It's
she, of
likely
course,
that she doesn't remember also.
that was a do not play. Mom is the do not play. We must know that. Moms are do not play. Do not mess with mom is what that means really. The first question is, what did I learn? So from my parents, 2 things I learned from my dad. One from my dad and one from my mom, I have to say. My mom always said, when you're on the right, just say it. Just say it. If you're in the right, don't fight shy of putting it out there. If you feel right about something, go out and say that, listen, if I feel you've wronged me and I think I'm in the right, this is what thing. Confront if you feel you're in the right and you truly believe it. You're not just defending yourself. And if you're in the wrong, apologize. That's the 2 things she always taught me. She's saying sorry is not something that weakens you. It strengthens you. Apologizing for your weaknesses or your misjudgments or your misconduct is something that you must always do. And I've done. Whenever I've done something that I feel like I was out of line, or I kind of stumbled, or I, kind of failed, or I wasn't up to expectation, I've apologized. Be it a film, an incident, a situation, or a comment. That training she always gave me, and it's got stuck in my head. And when I've been in the right, I've gone up to people one-on-one. That I won't do in the media space. But one-on-one said, look, what you did hurt me, it upset me. I think I was right in this situation and I just needed to put it out
So you
there.
do confront, huh?
Yes, I confront when I believe I'm in the right.
You're not averse to conflict.
No, I used to be, but in the last decade, things have changed.
The last decade only.
Yeah,
What
because
changed
I
you?
think, abandon comes with age. It really does. Age gives you abandon. Initially you're a pleaser, then you become a neutral person, and then you become a fighter.
Okay.
So I'm in that latter
Where
phase.
do you think I am?
You're in the neutral phase right now. And you're neutral, but a borderline abandon also. So I mean, you have both. You will eventually get your act together in a few years, but you will feel you will fight for yourself. Right now, you don't really. You're too detached from that zone. So you'll get there. I've seen it happen. Unfortunately, I'm many years senior to you, decades actually. So I've seen
You don't
this
look
happen.
it.
Thanks. But secondly, what my dad told me is like films flop, films are hit. Goodwill is everything. So being good to your crew, your cast, your crew, your technical team, making sure they're comfortable, making sure they're taken care of, making sure that they are rested and just relaxed through the process of a film is more important. He said an unhappy crew is a flop film for me.
Really?
He always said that. He's saying what happens at the box office is immaterial. If your crew is unhappy and they don't like the way you've treated them, that film is a failure. He's saying for me, the money made from that film means nothing. That's something that's ingrained into the syntax of dharma. It's like something that we are, like the way we want to be with our cast and crew and just people on set. These are the two learnings I think that I very strongly stand by. About the kids, being a single parent is really very scary and daunting because I think it takes a mother and a father to complete the upbringing of a child. And in many ways, you could say that having Yash and Ruhi is full of love, but it's also a selfish decision. It's because I want that love for myself. I felt there was a large empty space in my life that needed to be filled by children. So oddly, it happened naturally. They call me Dada and they call my mother Mama. They don't call her Dadi, they call her Mama. Because I feel like we are co-parenting them. So I'm trying very hard that both of us fulfill the roles of a mother and a father completely. And it's daunting because post my mother, and that thought scares me every single day, I'm like, I just hope I have all the love in my heart to give them and to not make them feel incomplete in any other way and not make them feel like they're missing out on a certain part of the parental process. All I can do is love with all my heart. And all I can do is also make sure they do the right thing. Because I've grown up very strongly with a very strong sense of right and wrong by my parents. And I want to inculcate that in Yash and Ruhi myself.
I don't think they're going to miss anything. You've got both masculine and feminine. You've got the best of both worlds. Nurturer, protector, you've got everything. And you're going to be the best dad ever.
If you
don't already are.
And so will you, because your wife is a born mother.
Yeah.
She's not a born wife
She
or a born
me.
daughter. She is a born mother. She is like she was born to be a mother.
She's born homemaker, born mother. I mean, Jai Jhulelal, I'm
Okay,
blessed.
so now I'm going to ask you, what do you have to say about relationships, Ranveer? Let's find out what the voice of God has to ask us. Relationships.
You said in an interview that marriage is a commitment. Out is not an option, so whatever you have to work through, you do. What are the issues that a marriage between two superstars involve that another marriage may not? And how do you deal with them?
I mean, it's all good and gravy right now, so I don't know what to tell you. It's, I don't know, there aren't any issues where when we're home and we're together, we're super chill and we're like friends. And that's the most beautiful part about it. We have a lot of common ground. We can talk, since we're both in movie stars, we have a lot more to talk about perhaps because we're in the same line of work. But I think what's most significant for me, as far as the most significant relationship in my life goes, and that is with my wife, I think we're friends. We're besties, we're BFFs, we're buddies. We can talk endlessly. We can spend endless amounts of time with each other. We can spend time with each other in silence doing our own thing and be totally comfortable. And I think this is a kind of philosophy that maybe for the first time in my life I experienced embedded in a film that you made. Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. That she's your lover is also, you know, she.
That's
A
your
large part
friend.
of that constitution is that they're your best friend, and that's what I love the most because genuinely Deepika is she's my bestie.
I
And
mean,
I think
that's so evident in your interactions. Also, I believe, in my experience, as a complete outsider who's not been in a strong relationship and has not been in a marriage and will not be, my experience of actors who, like, there's a perception that how come actors only date actors? But I think there's an understanding of routine. Like there's an understanding of simple things, like when you're in a shot, your spouse will know what that means.
Yeah.
When you're in a reading, your spouse will know what that means.
Yeah,
You will know what it means for Deepika, she will know what it means for you. Now here are the pitfalls. The pitfalls are that you are in an industry full of very gorgeous, glamorous people that you always work on. So there is fears and threats of infidelity, of stepping out of the boundary. There is insecurity, which is again a human phenomena. It's going to happen. You're going to go through that. The maturity of friendship, I think what you share with Deepika, gives you honesty and clarity to kind of override those possible potential circumstances that may arise or have arisen in your life and your relationship.
see, I'm a very secure lover because I know the way I love her, nobody else can.
That is quite true. And that is not only evident in your demeanor, but it's pretty much evident in the way you look at her.
And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I bags myself the topmost chick. So what do I got to worry? What is she got to worry about? I mean, I've never met anybody in my life who's captivated me the way she does. And I've been dating her 6 years. I dated her for 6 years, and then we got married. And I've been in show business 8-9 years, and 6 out of those 8-9 years I've been and that's testament to the fact that no other person that I met captivated me or does till date captivate me the way she does. I've never met anybody like her. She's really something else.
The other important thing to look out for, and I give you like a red flag for that, is that in a relationship of two immensely successful actors, there will be a road of success and failure involved, and there could be potential ego dynamics that eat into that. Not the Abhiman situation of life, but there is there is a give and take, that needs to be done. It's in those relationships and those times that you really, there will come a time where one is stronger than the other. There will always be that zone. It's those times that you have to constantly go back to what you started with, the friendship.
I have no ego, and she's really mature about these things. So I think
that's great. If you can override those fears, complexes, and the ego tussle that may arrive, you have a marriage for keeps, which I am dead sure you do. Okay, here goes.
You were recently on the cover of a popular magazine with the headline, Bollywood's Most Powerful Man.
That's true.
And the article said that your off-screen persona assumes an intimidating form. Do you believe that you're Bollywood's most powerful man? And how do you ensure that you use this power responsibly?
Okay, I'm not going to sound modest or, I'm even pretend to be, but it's really not something that I think and believe ever crosses my mind. And I say this with my hand on my heart. I do my job. I do it to what I know best. I do a lot of things. So here's what it is. I feel very bad about one thing that I want to correct in my lifetime, and that's that I am liked as a filmmaker, I'm not loved. Am I the most powerful? No. Power to me is an extension of your core career. So Aidil was a personal film that I made for myself. I never made it, and I always said if this film does X amount, I'm happy because I'm making this for myself.
And were you happy?
I was very happy. It's the only film that makes me completely happy. And I know it had polarized responses, but I was very thrilled. Then I took a beat and I said, now I need to make a film that wins me love, respect, and money. And that's when I wanted to take a deviation. And I took a while and I very quietly developed Takht. Because to me, this is my first and last ditch effort at getting the mantle of being a good filmmaker back. I don't have that. Recently on Twitter, there was a poll of who are the best directors. And there was Raju's name and Sanjay's name, Zoya's and other people's names there. And there were 2-3 people who said, oh, you forgot to mention Kejo. This I hate, but Kejo. And the lady replied, no, he's not the most best director. He's the best producer. And I'm like, when did I become a producer? I'm here because I love to direct movies. And it really, and very rarely, things that are said on social media sting you. And it stung me like a bee. Like it stung me like a bee. And I'm like, and on the same day, I see this men's XP that calls me powerful.
On the same day?
But me pouting like an auntie. And I'm like, I mean, my wardrobe is powerful. I'm not. I mean, I have expensive clothes. Does that mean I'm powerful? No, I'm not powerful because I'm not this country's best filmmaker. And how dare I have this mental? Everyone considers me a certain kind of a phenomena because I'm omnipresent. I'm everywhere. I'm part of industry issues. I'm part of industry dynamics. I'm part of various verticals of entertainment. Just because I'm everywhere, you could give me an availability award. You can't give me a power award. So I'm not going to accept this. And I will not accept it till I believe I made a film that I'm proud of. Then, bam, I will come on that cover and say, I don't care what you think, I'm powerful because I made the film I set out to make. Up to that point, I'm not taking this, and I'm not saying this with humility because I've never been that person. Nothing about me is humble. I mean, I'm more in your face than your own face. So I'm like there for you to see. I'm unapologetically, unabashedly in love with the business of show business. I love strutting down red carpets. I love the paparazzi. I'm ready for the airport looks. If I had the body, I would be ready with the gym look and the beach look. I don't, so I will not. I'm ready for this business. I'm ready for all the drama that surrounds it. I have no problem. I accept it with an open heart. But am I this country's finest filmmaker? Absolutely not. When I become, I will consider myself powerful.
Okay, I'll buy that partly. Because,
Why?
Because I believe you
I
are.
thought I made a good pitch.
I'll buy your point that if you're really good at what you do, at what you believe is your core, then that makes you powerful. Yeah. I'll buy it. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you are perhaps the most influential figure in Indian show business.
Again, I'm not influential. I see the words are heavier than the reality. I'm amiable, I'm accessible, and I'm affable.
No,
I'm not powerful.
No,
these are the 3 qualities I have, which is, there's power in these qualities, but that doesn't make you powerful. I'm amiable because I'm nice to people, because I was trained to be. I'm affable because that's my basic demeanor. I'm accessible because I make myself accessible. That drives me mad sometimes, which other people are not, because I think there's a major problem of self-importance in this industry, which I don't have. I have no self-importance problem. I have no ego. I'm like, काम करना है तो कहीं भी पहुंच जाओ. कुछ भी करना है. You want to go down on your bended knees if an actor is giving you an issue or a technician is giving you an issue. I have no problem. Those issues are not mine. I don't take myself seriously. I was told once by a person who told me that कहाँ मिलेंगे? ना तुम्हारे ऑफिस ना मेरा ऑफिस, हम मैरिट में मिलेंगे. I said, नहीं sir. मेरा काम है, मैं आ जाऊंगा. I'll come to your office. What is it? He said, oh, you'll come. I said, of course I'll come. What do you mean? Why should we meet at the Marriott? You don't want to come to my office. It's okay. I'm happy to come to yours. I have no problem. I want to sign that contract.
These power plays are damn archaic and dumb. Even I find. Yeah.
Power to play power, to not answer messages, to pretend you're busy when you're not. This is so old school.
Yeah, damn old school.
It's like today is like, be available, yeah. Say you're free. Are you free on the 23rd? I'll have to check with my management. Why? If you know you're free, say you're free, na? You want to accept that award, say you're going to show up. And be honest and ask, award mil raha hai, to bola.
Power play, to
I love it. I love winning this most stylish this and most this. I love winning this award. Even today in the morning, somebody called me with some power brand award. I said, mil raha hai? My first question. I said, mil raha hai, tab jaunga. Nahi mil raha hai, to kyun waste karu my time to give? I'm not giving anyone any awards. I like to receive. I like all that. But I don't believe all of that. I don't like to believe it. I like to do my own shit. Let's go to your do not play.
Baba, since now you are Shadi Shuda and a married Marad, I want to know, how has your waking up routine changed, been compromised or evolved? Because last I remember during Gunde, I used to wake you up and you used to tell me that your sister actually bribes you with a certain chocolate to wake you up and get out there and go to work. So now, how does Boo Boo bribe you and keep it PG? do not go into details.
Yeah, please keep it
Keep
PG.
it PG.
I beg you,
Thanks
keep it
for
PG.
thanks for the heads up, AK.
How does Boo Boo pick you up?
Just in case you haven't figured it out, that is Arjun Kapoor, my Baba. What a masculine voice. He really went for it.
Yeah, sounding like the Battle of
You.
Panipat himself.
This is true. I'm a nocturnal creature. I'm so like wound up through the day that I take a long time to unwind at night, and as such, I sleep very late, and then I have issues waking up. But now that I am in Grihasti, things have gotten much better. Now I reach places on time. My first appointment of the day is more or less on time.
And Deepika's an early riser.
Yeah, it's not bad as it used to be now. She has this background of being a sports person, and the core of values are attached with things like discipline and stuff like that. So she's very proper about her eating habits, about her sleeping habits. She makes sure she's calling me, telling me, "Chalo, ho gaya time now, come home, go to sleep." She puts me to bed on time. I wake up on time. So I'm getting into that very healthy routine thanks to her. All her positive influences are really doing me well.
Good. That's
and-
great. They're
and
meant to
yeah.
complete each other. That's a wonderful thing.
And I was prepared for it. I was like, this is going to be good for me. Because I used to be a bit of an ayyash, you know. Not sleep late, you know, all over the park. Now I'm like, I'm doing good.
Good boy,
I've
waking
become
up
a good
early.
boy.
You become good boy. You were always
Early
a good
to
boy.
bed,
You're a
early
good
to
boy.
rise.
You've always been this potential, quintessential husband, like who will play this part to perfection as well. Because I think you were born to give love, and and that happens when you receive. I think 10% you'll give the other 90. So I think that's the kind of person you are, and you're like this. Like Zoya Akhtar describes you as like this glorious teddy bear who just has love to offer and give, and he'll give in abundance. And you won't know when to stop that love. That channel of love will just continue.
Karan.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I must tell you that I'm very happy that this is happening to me. I know it'll help me in my profession, you know. That little bit of discipline that I was lacking has now been... Now
Having
it's there.
said that, I'm nocturnal myself. So the film we're going to do, can we do a later shift every day?
You are the boss. You can do anything. You can do a
Good.
2 to 2.
Done. We are doing a 2 to 2. We have declared it. 2. It's a best shift
on
earth.
earth.
Evs. I can't wait to get onto set with you, Ranveer. And this is to you, to everything you do, to everything you stand for, and everything you will continue to do for yourself.
And you, Mr. Multifaceted, panoramic, kaleidoscopic, genius, talent, once in a lifetime, Renaissance man.
Renaissance man. Okay. And you do look like some kind of a Renaissance man yourself. But anyway.
Look at those shoes.
Listen, I like big shoes.
Now
Okay,
that
now
you're
we're
a
getting...
daddy.
We've ended. Toodles.
We were toodles.
Okay, we have end tape to
End
end
tape.
this.
Oh, we have an end tape?
Yeah, we have an end tape, which I'm going to pop in.
Pop it like it's hot.
Karan and Ranveer, it's been a pleasure listening to you. Ranveer, you once said that it's a great honor to be a Karan Johar hero because his panoramic, kaleidoscopic, multifaceted talent is one of a kind. We think that's true for both of you. We look forward to seeing the magic you create together in Takht. Thank you for being such great guests.